3, but it's unblockable for 1 burst. You know, it's still nice to have
Oh yeah,
the
and
reflect
yeah,
uptime that we had before.
they
So yeah.
completely gutted that unblockable trait as well, so it doesn't even matter.
So what
Or the
else? What else has really shifted? We've seen more weavers around as well, right? I'm pretty sure there's a lot more weavers.
I
Am I
think
wrong?
Weaver is actually worse now because Weaver, the meta is so bursty, and Weaver is really good at like stalling, right? But it can't stall anymore because Revenant kills it so fast and like +1s and stuff like that.
Yeah, I quite like that Condi Weaver. I haven't seen anything like that on EU. Granted, I've not actually played much PvP recently compared to how much I used to play. But I'm pretty sure I haven't seen any like such high aggression oriented weavers around as what I saw Kieran just a second ago. Um,
Yeah, what they're running now, like they used to run like Water Arcane, but now they're running more damage oriented traits because they've figured out
yeah.
that um, most of their survivability is actually from evades anyways. So why do you need water if you're just going to evade no matter what specs you are? So what they do is they go like fire trait line, and then they do massive damage while also being semi invulnerable half the time.
Yeah, because you can have like primordial stance and glyph and stuff procking off of the stance while you're in evade frames. But yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like even if they're slightly weaker, I do feel like I'm seeing more weavers playing. Like it was a
yeah, I think
complete
it's still strong.
you rewind the clock maybe 6 months. It was a joke to be playing Weaver, like a joke. And you rewind the clock about a year, and it was a joke to be on Rev. I remember very clearly. People are like, "Oh, who's the last Rev that's left playing?" It's funny how stuff's actually twisted quite a lot. I think over the
Yeah,
past
and I
12
think that
months.
was mainly because Firebrand's Scourge was like it's like too tanky for Revs to survive, but also like too much weakness for Revs to even do anything, right? And then when
Um, so
Firebrand's yeah.
talk to me specifically about ATs because I know I've seen a little bit of ranked gameplay, but I know nothing about the AT scene right now. What is everything we've said applicable to there right now?
Well, basically ATs, the whole idea of ATs right now is everyone has a very specified role. So you have your support, you have your DPS, you have your side noder, and that's pretty much it, right? So when you're in that situation where you're in a team fight and you need your support and your DPS, you don't really need anything else. So what is the optimal DPS? It's Rev. What is the optimal support? It's Firebrand, right? And that's good and all, but when you split that up, they become less optimal, right? Because Firebrand by itself is useless, and Rev by itself is kind of easy to kill, right? And that's why Hollowsmith and Ranger are really good because, well, in ranked at least, because they can handle those splits very well, where it's not as organized. But in ATs, it's not like that. Everyone's always kind of zerging and team fighting constantly because you can't really survive being by yourself anymore because the meta is so volatile. So, right, like you need to be together all the time, and when you're together all the time, your comp needs to be very like refined, and that's why the meta is actually kind of this just rev heavy with Firebrand and stuff like that because the role compression that we were talking about before isn't as viable anymore because it's more about the role investment that's more important.
Okay, so what do you expect we'll see in terms of interesting comps today? Do you think anyone will be doing anything curious, or do you think it will just be pretty much par from the for the course? I see a lot of people with gizmos here in the heart of the mist. It's kind of cool to see actually. Everyone's preparing. Uh,
Well, I know Team USA likes to run Scourge still, but Scourge is actually kind of a liability right now because of the meta being so bursty. I think Scourge is still optimal if you have a good Scourge, but I think it's not like such a no-brainer to take a Scourge nowadays, right? Because it can be a
Interesting.
liability. However, if you do have a good Scourge, of course you're going to take that. You're going to take Firebrand Scourge. 1 rev at least. A lot of EU teams take 2 revs because you have the mobility and the damage at the same time. So you
Yeah,
can
and
kind
the
of
combo potential of both is just kind of nuts, right? all they have to do is both press skill 5 together, Death Strike, and all that gets
Yeah.
got to kill.
And
You
then
know?
like the optimal 1v1 right now is probably like something like a warrior. One team is using like portals still on Mesmer, which is kind of interesting because
Hmm.
Mesmer also kind of counters warrior in a 1v1. So that's pretty nice.
I'll be really
And
excited to see some Portal plays in this tourney. I think that'll
oh
be really
yeah.
cool.
That's actually an EU team. I don't think we'll see Zeromus using portal, but
Okay.
if anyone did use it, it'd probably be him.
Oh, somebody just mentioned something in chat as well. I feel like Thief has obviously Thief has had
Oh yeah,
periods
Thief.
where
I
it's
was
dropped
gonna
off a
get to
lot.
that, right? So you have all the roles, right? You have the DPS, the support, the 1v1er, and then you kind of don't need like 3 DPS, right? You need 2 DPS, 1 support, 1 1v1er. So you have like this fifth slot, which can be a Thief, which is, it really makes your comp that much better to have a Thief, in my opinion. Even though Thief
And
is
we're
not.
talking purely just for the mobility, the far point pressure, the just
Yeah,
roaming,
it's just
aggression wherever
SD
you're
Thief, so like being able to steal boons, right? It's a boon heavy meta. You steal boons, and you secure kills, and you also have this high utility role where you can like force the enemy team to be outnumbered, right? Because you can
there.
zone with your mobility and stuff like that. Yeah, and decaps.
Okay, so I was actually going to say, I feel like for the ranked experience, I see very few thieves at the moment. Like very. Obviously,
Yeah,
some
that's
people are
kind of why
thieves,
people think Thief is weak right now, is because
but
like,
you're maintaining that in the tournament scene, it's actually just.
absolutely, yeah.
I'm not saying I would never suggest it's completely unviable or whatever, but you'd say it's in a really premium slot. It's actually really good. It's
Yeah,
meta.
yeah,
Are you
it's
arguing?
really good because Thief kind of scales with your teammates, right? So I've always said that Thief is really good when you have those base roles already covered, right? Thief doesn't really fill the role of support, DPS, or 1v1er. It's the utility role, but the utility role isn't really important if you don't have the base roles already covered, right? So
Mm.
in ATs you can kind of secure that to happen, right? Because you pre-make your teams and you set that up, right? So it's more reliable, and therefore Thief scales up higher.
Interesting. Okay. What about? Okay. So the other thing is, have you watched many NA um, daily tournaments as this month's gone along? Have you kept an eye on that? Have you played a lot in them, or
Yeah, I've
is
played
this
in
just
some.
more?
Basically, it's a lot of Hollow-smiths still. Like I said, Hollow-smith isn't considered very meta in ATs.
Because that's more of a role compression kind of.
Right, but
That's like the
it's
ultimate jack of all trades, is what I think of it as Hollow.
right.
It's just got
But
really
it's
good
still
everything.
good in like disorganized like daily ATs, right? So it's still really good. Um, there are some like non meta comps going around, like very like roam comps where they take like 2 1v1ers, like a thief, and then like a roaming support, and then like maybe another roamer, right? And all they do is just try to avoid dying to the Zerg, right? Of like revs and stuff, and then they just pick people off, right? So that's kind of the only counter to the current meta of like double rev, Firebrand, Scourge, is to just split them up, right? So you have this other comp that exists, but it requires a lot more skill and like rotation than the meta.
Yeah, it's more risky. Talk to me about players. So Team USA is playing today, right? And I guess favorites to win. Are all the faces the same? Have people swapped? What about other prominent groups? What can we look out for there in terms of actual
Um,
players?
it's mostly just pugging. There are no real teams, but as far as I know, I think Arkin might be playing. He usually plays with
Okay,
me,
cool.
but I don't know who he's playing with necessarily.
Right.
I think Clown. I saw Clown in the miss. He's probably got a team. That's the Deadeye, right? That you saw get a couple kills on Team USA last time we did this.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, as far as the Mur team, you know, like Guy, CCOD, them. I don't know if they're playing with Bonds this monthly. They usually do, and they usually get like second place is probably like the second best team, but I have no idea what they're doing in this meta because they don't really have anyone that can play Revenant. So.
Okay. Well, it doesn't sound like that. What I wanted to hear there at the end of that is, oh, listen, man, there's like 3 new teams. They all look really promising. You know, people have trash talked them a bit and they're cynical, but you know, they'll do. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that the scene is growing, Vallun. Why can't you tell me that? Why can't you lie to me and tell me that there's more teams?
I'm a
And
bad
you know,
liar.
we'll see more stuff. All right. Well, we're not going to know who's in until another 8 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. What are they fighting for? The chalice this time? What does the chalice look like?
It just like swirls when it comes out, I think, and then it's just sitting there, kind of like a chalice.
Here, if you come to this waypoint that I'm at, they might put the chalice on for us because I'm pretty sure they have it from last year.
Oh, it's Toker and Reckless.
Oh, they don't have it apparently. Does Token not have it? They not like won every single one almost?
Well, I mean, which
For over a
account
year?
did they win it on? You know.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, well, nothing too special, I guess then.
And as you can see, Toker's playing Rev because while Thief is good, like he can't play Rev and Thief at the same time.
But if he
Well,
could,
he could with his feet maybe. Change the title.
The title looks correct on my screen. Oh, Baikal, it's the, is it a quote from today's stream? Literally, Georges was in my chat today? Was he? Or did people go tell him to do that? I don't remember seeing George's. I haven't been to a George's stream for a long time. And I didn't think he'd been to a stream of mine for a long time. There's like a single sad message he sent me on Discord ages ago. He was like, oh, it's been ages since we spoke. And I, like the bastard I am, forgot to respond to him. So it's just sitting there sadly awaiting a response. I feel really bad, actually. I should remember to do that. How else did he get the sound effect? I guess,
Yeah,
I
that
guess I'll
was
ask
like
him.
today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was today that I was talking about those chickens. You can get
That's a fast turnaround time.
That is that you set up a sound effect for it. So, do you think the devs will be watching what happens on this monthly with their next balance considerations?
I mean,
they ever do
they're
that?
always considering it, but I don't think they're like actively watching it.
Oh, really? No, come on. There'll be some devs watching this, surely. The monthly?
I mean, if there
Ben P
are,
probably.
I don't know. Maybe Ben is watching, but
Yeah, they
he's
should
not.
do it inside.
Not really balanced, is he?
No,
Actually, I don't know because they kind of like role compress them since the layoffs, so he might be on the balance team now.
Yeah, they just have to roll compress the team a little
Yeah.
bit more, you know. Oh my god, that's sad. So I'll screen share to you soon. You know, we probably could have squeezed in another queue.
I don't know. It would be a bad queue because no one else would be queuing.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, I'm suddenly feeling bad that I've not done any of this. I should have got some QP, or I should have played or done something. This could have been another bronze llama.
Well, you know you can get the... Yeah, you already do. You made the bronze lavish one, right?
Yeah, I can't remember what one I've got. But, I would have quite enjoyed those 10 tournament vouchers as well. Oh, here, I wanted to ask you a question. When you come to the market waypoint where I am, and you've got this vendor here on the far right, there's a tab. Your top tab, there's this box for the Glorious Victors, the top one. How much of that do you have? That's like probably the rarest armor set in the game, I think. That doesn't appear
like
in the
4 of
wardrobe or
those.
anything until you get it.
I think I have like 4 of those boxes.
Oh, nice.
And I think I used 1 to get the chess piece.
To get the full set, you'd have to come at least 4th in 18 separate monthly tournaments. at least 4th in 18 of them to get everything unlocked on the account. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
They don't even look that good, right? They're like a middle tier between the newest stuff and the previous set they added.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because it's not very prestigious. But if you did want to get all of the skins in the game, yeah, you'd have to. You'd have to win all the AT monthlies. That's pretty time gated right there.
What's a Genki girl? What is that? Should I be offended? Someone said I'm like a. Should I Google this? Oh God.
I don't know about that one.
Well, apparently it's a ditzy person. Oh, thanks, man. The Genki girl, as a character, usually a schoolgirl, but not always, possessed of an overabundance of energy, such that she runs everywhere, often with arms waving wildly or outstretched like an airplane, speaks quickly, sometimes unintelligibly so, and always does everything fast, fast, fast. What? Alright, maybe. If this is an RPG setting, she's almost going to be the fragile speedster, thus fitting her personality.
Interesting.
Thank you. Thank you for putting my life into anime terms there, my friend. Since I don't watch anime.
Right, we got 2 minutes left to I think that's pretty much it, right? For the preamble.
Alright, I'll throw a quick tweet out that we're doing this, just in case anyone wants to watch. No, I'm not streaming, Peanut. I'm just here. I'll just have a chat and show. Basically, if we do this, Vallun gets to use me because I'm a partner and he's not. So he gets to be able to spectate, even though he couldn't.
I mean,
otherwise.
if you want to look at it that way. But
That's the situation we're absolutely in here.
I thought we were just chilling and talking about
sure. I've seen through you, Vallun. I've seen through it. No, I do think it's interesting. Is everyone on the PvP scene applying for partner then? So
no,
it seems they are.
I don't think so.
Lots of people are trying.
I think Peanut just did it just like, shot in the dark.
I think they got to be really careful about PvPers who want thingy because of the whole sniping issue.
Yeah, I guess.
Like they used to have really strict control over that. They used to have 2 separate things going on. There was the partner program, and then there was like the caster program. They were separate, and they had it all closed off and like very carefully curated because they were just so scared that other people would abuse the system somehow. All right, okay, so let's set this up in the last few minutes here. I'm gonna screen share a window. I'll go 1080 30 and we'll see if it's laggy. If it's laggy, then you can obviously tweak it around. But I'm not uploading anything, so hopefully this just works.
Seems okay to me.
Brilliant. Okay. All right, Cormier's Clash. Looks like it's about to begin. They're rolling in now. Oh, there's not many teams. This used to scroll a lot further. All right, well, so what do you think? Skyrim? Sabri the best?
That looks like nothing I know. Dapper Gang is a decent... I think that might be Clown's team.
Okay.
Obviously, you know Team USA. Invictus Terminus, I've seen them before. I think that might be the Hollow Smith team. Alex and Casey, that's RAR's team. They're probably going to be running like triple rev or something like that.
Okay.
Controversy. He said he will see you in the finals, right? So we'll see if he makes it to finals. And then I don't know this next one, and I don't know anyone from those last three ones. So it looks like the beginning half of the bracket is where most of the action is.
I recognize this guy's account name. Doesn't he play a warrior? Doesn't this guy?
Yeah, that's Controversy. He plays NECA.
That's who you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I think there's plenty of people with that account name though. It's
all right. So maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
So we probably want to look at let's see. Maybe there's no like actual teams that I know of going against each other. We could check out Alex and Casey, but that feels like it might be a stomp as well. Check out Pink Unicorn versus Vallun and Margolis. That's probably the closest match.
All right. Well, as soon as round 1 starts, says so how many teams is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 teams. I think people who get buys aren't represented here as well, by the way.
How many teams is it? Yeah, there's buys.
So here, if you look here, this team here, 2 drifters. Isn't there a lot of stuff here that
Yeah, all the teams at the top got buys.
Yeah, like Doctor wasn't on there, Caspies wasn't, Eternity, Stormbringer, all those guys were not listed. So there are more teams than we can see.
Yeah, there
here.
are more. That's weird.
Yeah, these second tier. Oh, Kenny's in it. I want to see this. I used to PvP with this guy. In fact, he was messaging me earlier. Oh, I wonder if he wanted me to play with him. I couldn't have anyway. I don't have any QP.
Wait, it's like bugging out. It's saying 16 teams have registered. You see the scrolling text? 8 teams have registered. 4 teams have registered. 2 teams have registered.
No. Well, so no, what this is like supposed to be an announcement banner that is continuously just up. You know, like when you watch the news, it has it scrolling across the bottom, like live update, and then a little bit of text will appear. So this isn't a bug. This is what it's meant to be. What will have happened is like 7 minutes ago, it will have said 2 have registered, and then a minute later, it will have said 4 have and so on. But they don't have enough information, so it just scrolls like this and looks really weird.
Yeah, it looks
basically.
Weird. Can we go in yet?
Yeah, let's see. All right, so we're available. Let's check out this one.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, so opening on Legacy.
All right, they have Arkan, Contra, Balance.
So Arkan is patented, pure mantra, no vitality, Harrier build.
What's that rune, Revenant?
Sorry, you wanted me to look at this Rev?
Arkan's rune, is that Revenant rune?
Oh, was it Revenant rune? No, leadership.
Oh, we went to leadership. It was something else.
Oh, was it? All right, well, let's just see how it goes. These guys have an AFK / missing player, so this might not be the best.
Look at 100 nades.
Okay. So over on the blue team.
This guy has a lot of AP. He actually does a lot of rank Q. He's just playing meta hollow though. Weird that he's using annulment though. There's still 4v5. Do you want to go to a different game then?
Yeah, if this is 4v5, then Red's just going to win it straight up, isn't it? So, whatever. Who do you want to pick?
Let's check out the Cool Stream versus Invictus Terminus.
Okay. Sadly, we'll miss the opening on that.
Yeah.
Red's just wiped blue.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be RIP. Do you want to try another one?
Yeah, we'll just swap through it until we find a good one. Let's try the very bottom.
Yeah, let's just try one of the ones we don't know, because those are probably the closest ones.
Okay. So, looks like blue has destroyed red here. What are we looking at compositionally on this as well? Firebrand Scourge. This guy's on Mirage. See, this is the other thing. A lot of people are playing like these power block bursty Mirages. Yeah, infiltration runes. This one's going to be a stomp as well. Blue's going to just destroy this, I think.
Yeah. That's the thing about the first round. It kind of just like deletes all of the kind of people who don't belong in the ATs, I guess. Well, I'm not trying to say they don't belong there, right? But they don't stand a chance, right? I mean, they just need to keep working on it.
No. Wait, did we already see this? No, this one's a stomp as well. The thing is, it's opened. It's interesting because it's open on legacies, so it's such a snowbally map.
Yeah,
that people really are going to get weeded out straight away.
This is actually the closest match so far, isn't it?
Well, who haven't we checked?
Did you check Alex and Casey?
The top one. Didn't we?
I don't think so. I expect like tons of revs.
That one's even worse.
Oh, there's 2 revs. But yeah, it's just as much of a stomp as I expected.
Double rev.
Okay, well at least we kind of know the rosters of all the teams, right? Or at least I do.
Yeah, this is kind of like look through and see who everyone is. This is the most evenly matched one. All right, so Red does have 2 cap, but they are wiping right now, so and getting decapped. Oh wait, no, that's them decapping Blue. But still, I guess it depends if they get this res off. No, I doubt they will. So what do you think about Scrapper in ATs?
It's actually pretty good, but the way that people
my understanding was you didn't really like Scrapper much last I remember hearing.
Yeah, I don't, because a lot of people play it incorrectly, but it actually is really good. I mean, people say it's overpowered, but it's not overpowered. It's just pretty strong.
Yeah, I was reading a forum thread, just like last night, just to see what people were saying, like on stuff people thought should be nerfed as far as forum commenters are concerned, and people were saying Scrappers like ludicrously overpowered and stuff, and I don't know whether that can be true. It's low mobility and can be rotated around, so it's like they've got this big glaring weakness that will always sort of hold it off to an extent, right? I mean, am I crazy?
Yeah, it's like that thing where it's good in ranked but not good in ATs. Well, it's okay in ATs.
Yeah, that's why I asked your AT opinion. What you just said you actually think is alright in ATs. What is it about the tournament world?
It's good like for a matchup kind of thing. So like if the enemy team has a Mesmer, it's good, but like the meta is right now it's Warrior and Warrior counter Scrapper, so it's really not that good. But I don't know, if the enemy team has like kind of like a roamy team, you do want Scrapper to prevent like your teammates from getting one-shotted. You can just gyro them and res them, and then you have like this tanky 1v1er who doesn't get decapped very easily.
So I'm really enjoying this guy losing to a minion monster.
Oh god. I actually tried to make a Minion Mancer Scourge build work, but it was just too terrible.
This is it. Whenever I've tried Minion Monster, the number one thing that's frustrated me, if you go all minions, no stun breaks. I just can't.
Yeah, and also look at his trait, the Flesh of the Master. Look at how bad that is. It's 20. It's the first one. It's 20 toughness per minion. So you give up all of your like survivability for like 100 toughness, which is basically
if your
nothing.
Minions are, which they will be as soon as there's any kind of AoE scenario.
Yeah, and even if you do have it all up, it's still just like 100 toughness, which is terrible.
I mean, it is a lot of health for the minions. I like the idea of doing it on a Scourge, if only that you've got some F skills that, you can fear someone away when you're CC'd maybe, or like do a corrupt or something. But yeah, no stun breaks, it's just a bit brutal.
Yeah, I mean, you gain a lot more survivability from just running actual utilities.
Yeah, he's trying it with Harbinger Shroud as well.
Yeah,
I suppose the one cop out is you could do it with Flesh Worm. So that's still a minion, but you get,
But it does like no damage, so it doesn't even matter.
Well, here's the thing: it's the heaviest hitting minion.
Well, they're actually wiping them. Look at
They are,
that.
yeah.
They killed 4 people that tried to res.
This is such a close game. I kind of just want to watch this freaking MM here. But yeah, Fleshworm can siege things pretty hard. I don't know if you've ever like noticed the tooltip text. Obviously, its projectiles are really slow and like they're slow moving and it's kind of horrendous.
Yeah, I think
but
he's
still.
running the non-optimal build for Minion Master, right? Like the
Is there such a thing
what
as
is the middle
optimal
one
mini
called?
monster?
Yeah, there is optimal. He's playing what is the shade? The shade is optimal because it's ranged, so it has like DPS uptime is high. He's running the Bone Fiend, which is also ranged, so it has DPS uptime. But the thing is, like,
Well, the shade isn't ranged, is it?
yeah,
He's not ranged.
It's ranged.
This guy's, is it? I'm pretty sure it's not
ranged.
ranged. It's melee and it's got a teleport to blink in, but it's not ranged, is it? I think the only ranged one is the worm and the devourer.
It
This guy's
feels like
definitely
it's
ranged.
ranged because of the teleport, but it's
maybe.
still better than like the little like bone fiends that he summons. Like you may think those are good because they just put like poison fields everywhere. Well, actually, maybe he is running the optimal build because they do just put the poison field everywhere.
I like them as blast finishes for AoE weakness to sort of cover yourself, I guess, to an extent. I do like this because...
Is it blast finisher and combo field at the same time?
Yeah, if you're running the GM, it will weaken out. They'll blow up and weaken straight away.
Wow, so actually, this is the build I should have been playing.
I'm not 100% sure on what I just said, actually. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. But no shroud to hide in on this either? I don't know, man.
Actually, more content than the monthly AT finals, I guarantee it.
And he's got the blood synergy, right? So he's given vampiric presence.
Yeah, and what's the minor trait? Look at one of the minor traits. Minions life siphon as well, right?
Yeah, there's a trait which is they siphon even more when you're in Shroud too. Here, yeah, vampiric. Minions siphon health and transfer it to you. There's one that's like while in Shroud, your minions hit harder.
I think that's the blood one, the middle trait, vampiric presence.
Oh yeah, there you go. This effect increases while in Shroud. That's it. Yeah. So there's some anti-synergy there, I guess, being on a Harbinger Shroud Scourge. Because you don't
while
really,
you're in Shroud is like while the thing is casting, right?
Yeah, which is way less than if you were a a Reaper or a Core Necro. Well,
wait. So are they gonna win?
Well, they're losing now.
Well, they're wiping on both sides.
This is such a joke. This game. What is going on? There's wipes on either side.
But the thing is, like, blue has 3 dead, but they're not. Red isn't getting anything off of it.
Yeah.
The thief is going for a decap.
The thief finally getting a decap.
Okay, they're getting decaps. See, the thing is, the thief is probably going to go for the full cap, and he's going to throw.
Do you think?
Yeah, probably.
You think he should be in mid right now, supporting, making sure these go through?
Yeah, so, like, they're going to 2v1 mid. Oh, he's actually leaving. Oh. Okay, this guy. This guy knows how to play.
He's sniping, Vallun.
Yeah, because if he didn't come to mid, they would absolutely never kill the scrapper. Well, they might not anyway. They still might.
He's got 5 round with him now.
Yikes.
How is this guy going to get through Firebrand Scrapper? I mean, they're getting it. Got Warrior with him.
Well, you hate to see that. Oh, they actually got it. Thought for sure that knockback secured the res. Because the Necro has no, like, utility.
It just feels so bad. No Ghastly Breach. Like, oh, you'd really... Because he's like a Condi variant here. You'd really want to drop a Ghastly Breach right now. It's like, no, I have a Flesh Golem instead.
Wait, so what rune is he running?
Yeah, good question. I just thought of leadership for the active. He's Carrion and Sunless rune.
So he basically does have Ghastly Breach, right? He uses his elite and it fears people, which is like the corrupt, right? Sort of.
Well, I guess a little bit, maybe.
If you imagine a little bit.
Yeah, with a little bit of imagination. I mean, I think that's such a bad idea, honestly, because it's the Flesh Golem. It's already got tons of CC and loads of
because he knocks them down and then he fears them.
Yeah.
or he
I
he
mean,
breaks the
maybe
stun.
maybe it's the play. Look, maybe it's a breakthrough, like when someone pops stab on themselves and it's like 5 stacks. He wants to rip all 5 stacks. All right, so he gets one with the fear, and then he gets
Doesn't the
5.
flesh golem wait? How many times does a flesh golem remove stability though? Because doesn't it hit multiple
If
times,
you're
or did they remove that?
yeah, I think it still does. I guess it depends on the path and stuff though. It's 10 hits, and the last hit is a launch, and all the other ones are knockdowns. So I think it's going to be at least. It's a bit like Phoenix, right, for the Ellie, but it won't like go backwards and forwards. I think if you're running with the golem with stab, you'll probably lose multiple stacks. Someone in chat said it
Golem
doesn't.
doesn't
It
hit
doesn't hit
multiple times.
multiple
Yeah, I
times.
think I remember them nerfing that. So that's
So
probably when it became not as good.
the other thing about this as well is the runes are giving minus condition duration, and shouldn't his minions just be taking them anyway? Yeah, they are. So, like, the minions take the condies off of him and then transfer on attacks, and all he's done is reduce his. Anyway, is
He's
this
full
guy a normal
shroud. He needs
Scourge?
to spam. Rip.
I'm sorry, friend. This Mirage peeled out on absolutely nothing. Oh, look, he's getting support on the road.
Even though he would just reset.
Yeah. Look, he needed that support from that downstate. Besides, they got a 3 cap. He's running the mantra. Look, I know I've talked to you about this before. I do not believe in this mantra.
It's
I mean,
lagging a little bit, by the way.
Oh, is it? I'm not sure I can do anything to fix the lag. Is it like frame drops and stuff? Is it happening lots? What I
A
can.
little bit.
Well, if it frustrates you, just mention it again, and what we'll do is we'll drop to 720p. I really like the final tick of this mantra.
Yeah, we can drop to 720 while we wait for the next queue.
Yeah, all right, let's do that then.
Because
So,
it was lagging a little bit the whole time, but now it's really kind of laggy.
Okay. Turn on screen share, share a window. This, and let's go to 720 now. And if it's still not better, I can even reduce the frame rate. Like, we can go from 30 to like 15. Might be a bit frustrating, but hey. Okay, I need to leave before they'll let me spectate a new one. Okay.
All right, let's check out
this team's going up
Dapper
against
Gang
Doctor's
versus
team.
USA. That might be okay.
All right, this shouldn't have been on in progress for very long either, because this is at the top of the list.
Okay, never mind.
On both counts, never mind. Well, that's over. What else do you think? Here, I want to see this one. I want to see how Kenny's team's doing. So, which side is he on? I guess he's blue. Okay, so he's playing Fresh Air Weaver. Really interesting.
Oh, okay. So this is the Vallun's Murder team. Okay. The
they're
team
against?
I said that would be second place usually. Looks like Vallun's dying.
Oh, okay.
They might be losing.
On the road, Scrapper's down over here at this node.
It's kind of like a bad play to like die on Scrapper. It's always like, wait, they're running. That's Scepter Dagger Weaver.
Yeah, it is. It's not focus.
That's like really aggressive.
Extremely YOLO, yeah.
I mean, you gotta go for it.
The other team's got a Berserker, so I mean, tip for tat.
I don't know why, because it's been nerfed, right?
Okay, so C-Cod's on Berserker. Did you actually interact? Did you play this much? I only played against it a lot.
No, I didn't play it that much. I played a little bit. It's not good. And it's even worse in monthlies or ATs.
Yeah, I never thought it was that good. And I didn't think that nerf needed to happen. So both teams have got these very vulnerable moments. openings on them.
except when they're rampaging.
Yeah, I guess. There's zero support either on the blue team, so they have to land that damage.
Wait, what is Guy playing? Oh, he's Firebrand. He's got the core.
Oh, damn. The triple kill.
Was that a 5 skill in Rampage?
5? No. Well, it was his burst, right?
Oh, okay. I looked away for a second.
Holy crap. That was on a knife edge, and they just completely swung it around there.
I mean, before it like did way too much damage, so now I guess like if you still go full damage on Berserker, you'll still do enough damage, right?
Yeah. And I mean, if you've got a support,
right?
Which I mean, look, he's getting
Which
the hill
is
turret
getting
help
very
there.
Kind of little.
Yeah.
Negative IQ plays? Who's that?
A hollow.
I think that's an EU player, maybe.
I recognize his name, yeah. So maybe it's from EU. I recognize him.
It's actually like kind of close. Worryingly so. Top buff is up soon though, so that will create some distance in the points for whichever team gets it.
Where are you reading on the UI right now? That you're just the number alone, right?
Yeah,
You're not looking
11:30.
Yeah. Here it is. Blue team's in a dangerous spot because they've got one down right as it comes up, so that leaves red open for it. He's going to try and steal it. Vans will get the interrupt.
I don't know
Probably.
about that. Oh,
he could have taken that probably. Nah, the hollow would have just shot him, right?
But the thing is, Vons is decapping his node, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Good play by Vons.
Let's go back to C-Cod. So yeah, they're just treating him like a scourge. Just keep the support with him. Or I say
Except
that.
not.
Yeah, well, he climbed down, but they were together. Nice little line
He's
of
gonna die to
fire,
fall damage. Get destroyed. Nice. He got the BM
Even
like static as well.
Yeah. Even if he didn't, the static would have been kind of funny.
Oh, now the support
This
is dead
Firebrand
by
won't
himself.
survive.
Fresh Air is actually really good versus Firebrand that has nothing like to peel for it because you're hitting so many times. The Aegis is just irrelevant.
Yeah. And it's just
Or
really
you
good
use
power
Lightning
pressure.
Flash or whatever that skill is called. Rush. Never mind, he's fine. He's the MV. Is this the guy that you were PMing or PM'd?
Yeah, this is the guy that was PMing me, yeah. An old friend I used to play with a long time ago. And he came back recently.
He's the hero of this match.
This guy once made me laugh harder than anyone ever has before. Well, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. He cancel cast his own heal with a dodge there. When we were PvPing once and someone got mad and he told him to fight him IRL, and there was just something about the way he said it that I still to this day remember. It was just so outrageously twattish. It's such a horrible thing to say. He was like, I'll 1v1 you IRL or something.
Oh, he said it like personally.
Yeah. In map chat. It's just map chat trollery. Well, their entire team is getting extremely low right now. This is literally just, if they had a support, I think this would have been a bit more rounded out, you know? I think they've lost their edge on it.
I mean, the Scrapper can serve as a support. Like, yeah, but he's playing as a
stuck
farmer.
alone on back, right?
Like, you can kind of use Scrapper as a support, as someone who can kind of stand around the node and kind of... You kind of like force the enemy team to fight on the node if you're standing on the node a little bit, right? So long as your teammates don't die, right? Like, you fight for the node and then you die, obviously it doesn't matter that you stood on the node. But if your teammates can kite, I guess the Fresh Air Ellie can kind of kite without focus and kind of try to split their team with the Scrapper standing on the node and then the Fresh Air Ellie off the node. It could be okay.
How heavy is the Berserk Rampage combo? I've got to assume it's a bit nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty good because there's the trait that gives you 20% more damage.
Peak performance, Rampage, Berserk. Oh, yeah.
But I think that's not optimal because, like, when you're in Berserk mode, you you want to be using your burst skills, not necessarily your.
Well, it's not just that as
rampage.
well, is it? Your miner gives you 300 extra power as well, and you get the GM
Yeah, it's
and
pretty.
quickness super speed rampage. It's kind
And
of a fun idea.
the negative toughness is kind of made negligent by the fact that you're rampaged.
Yeah, you get a ton of extra and vitality on top.
Z-axis, by the way.
I'm not sure about the axe. I really like what they did with. Oh, throw axe. Never mind. That was juicy as all hell.
It does so much damage when you're executing a target below whatever health.
And you can just spam it, right? Because it's auto recharge.
Yeah. I think that's the only thing that's really good about axe, though.
That was like that was like an 8k throw axe though. It didn't look at that high because of the yellow barrier number,
Yeah,
but it was really crazy. And they're coming back. Oh, this is cool, man. Yeah, you need the trip cap though. So what's their win condition down here? They don't have one. They just have to troll it.
The win condition is the thief leaves and caps everything, and then they stall bottom with the scrapper.
A rev can't stall this. Look at this insanity. They're doing good though. 2v3. They're holding it. Look,
right.
Scrapper's getting
well, they
far.
need to rotate and swap. Yeah, they're in a really bad situation right now. The thief can actually stall though. SD is really good at stalling bottom buff. So yeah, we'll see. But a rev is really good at chasing a thief as well. So you never know. He's doing a good job. This is actually disaster for red team. I would actually like to see red team lose, to be honest. Oh, he's out of cooldowns.
Yeah, but look, swap through. Scrappers down there now can stall to a reasonable degree. Thing is, they're only equal. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, red is not really. Oh, they got it.
Just got it for free, man.
What?
They got it for free, yeah.
The Scrapper just snuck in there. He's not even using sneak gyro. Disaster.
This is amazing. Free cap on close. But if he can hold this neutral, super speed to get there, that's going to be a big play.
He's going to be versus a hollow, which is kind of
there, literally, as we zoned in, focus would have been so good there. Like, you could see, he had the earth primed and everything for an obsidian flesh. He could have turned it around, killed the enemy berserker. I wonder what value they're looking for out of dagger.
He's getting signated, but he's just going to die immediately right after.
Depends. How's the Firebrand's tomes looking? Oh, he's out. They can get that Scourge pressure up now.
Getting kills. Oh, they're quadruple resing that. Yeah, that was really good coordination. Top buff has been acquired by which team?
They're fighting over it. Oh. Don't know how to.
Okay, it's still there.
Is there any knockdown potential here? Yeah, Hollow could overcharge, shot him off. I doubt he's running the blast gyro.
Ooh.
SD's working hard.
Is getting some good value here. I don't know why is the rev going in there? He could have just reset. Now he's at 2 HP and he has to like heal. That was such a bad play. Now he's way too pressured to even go ham in this fight. Should have took the extra like 5 seconds to reset. That's a huge throw.
That is. The Weaver's not doing much these last couple of team fights. I think that's swung it right there.
That's quite unfortunate. I wanted to see your friend win.
Good matchup here.
It was actually a pretty funny match too.
How much con cleanse is Van's running here? He's on Featherfoot.
I think he runs defense as well. So he has the resistance on... yeah, he doesn't run... Oh, he's running tether. Defense, discipline, tether. Question mark.
So he doesn't get might makes right, so yeah. What's the point in the tether kind of thing?
Is that Lycar on NG? I think so. Or no, I think we saw Lycar on another team, yeah. He's on Dapper Gang, I think. Which they just lost to USA.
He's not going to make it to the node in time, so they lose. Fun game, though. Alright.
Did you take that? Yeah.
Let's see. God, it's cut down pretty goddamn quick already. Who do you want to check next? None of them are live except these guys are live. They just this is
That's gonna
Doctor
be
v Team USA.
This could be an okay match. Yeah, look, Helio is playing. Look at the Scrapper's account name. Okay, yeah, that's Helio's main. Okay. So yeah, Helio plays Scrapper. So I mean, if that tells you anything,
I thought Helio. I've always quite liked this actually. That he just sees what his matchup's going to be and just swaps.
He always does that.
So he's on Scrapper right now to contest against what? What's he looking to contest?
I think he also beats.
No one's really looking at a far point in these comps, are they? This just looks like one big ass team fight to me. Plus
Helio's main is Alfar. Look at the Chronos build. This is really important. Okay, so I think that's a bunker Chrono.
Oh yeah, he's Inspiration and Chaos. This is a bunker Chrono.
Knight's Amulet?
Knight Amulet. Wait, and with the Mantra of Pain? Dude, I want to see this build.
Check out his, is he using the Mantra trait? Would be...
Oh, heal at the end of a mantra, restorative mantras. Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm gonna lose brain cells watching this.
So you would just spam this for infinite value, because this has no cooldown, right?
Which is not going to be very good, in my opinion.
Yeah, this I would never think to run a build like this. I'm happy to be wrong, though. I'm curious about it.
Helios.
I mean, I like the idea of this as a side noder because of the CC bomb. It just loads in once it gets to rotate to the team fight. And that's... The more CC you have, the better the 2v2, really.
Yeah, but they were like 2v1ing with it. It's like made
Oh, and he heals his allies with it, you know? Plus chrono quickness for the quick casts of it, maybe?
Oh yeah, the quickness. But I don't think he's running that trait. He's running Chrono Phantasma, isn't he? No, he's running Seize the Moment.
Seize the Moment. So that's where this is all coming from. That did 400 damage, though. Oh,
yeah,
God.
He's just using it for this. Do
you get might? Does it give AoE might? Yeah. You get might when it casts, but is it AoE might?
It's 12 might. That's actually not bad.
It's loads.
He's got pretty much max might all the time because he's always channeling that. Wait, Naru died.
Oh, we missed where the team fight was. Let's go to mid and see this, I guess.
Yeah, so Zeromus and Toker are just gonna Zerg things. Even Reckless is there, so nothing survives that. The Warrior's dead.
Mending.
Yeah, Mending is, in my opinion, not very good. Because, like you saw right there, he couldn't use it for a while because he had to kite, so he's kind of just like lacking sustain for a while. If you're ever in a situation where you could get CC'd, like it's immediately worse than Healing Signet.
Yeah.
Like if you use it off cooldown every single time, then Mending is better than Healing Signet, but a lot of times you don't want to use it off cooldown, you know?
Well, they secured close. They're pushing out. They're zerging the hell out of the Rev. Is Toker going to survive this? There's no way, right? Almost got the flip. Zeromus with the save. Illusion of life, baby? No. Nobody's on the illusion of life train.
Mesmer is still really good at rezzing, though, of course, because you can do so many things.
Dodge and distort during it. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of your pressure is also instant cast, right, from just shattering or having clones.
This is really nice. They denied the full cap. I wonder about the duel in mid as well.
But
let's see. Who's favored here? Oh, it's just Scrap of... Yeah, okay, let's not watch that.
Yeah, the NG just got unblockable death strikes, so he just insta-died in his block. The thing is, though, they're kind of like on the back foot right now. Even though they do own mid. Like, they're not going to get too much value out of those bleeds. Actually, they are bleeding the Scrapper. Okay.
Nice turnaround. That was such a quick execution of the hill there. Nice. Can he clean it up and
They're
get the
getting a
res?
decap from behind as well.
Oh yeah, the scrapper pushes through. No heal this
Wait,
time.
how many scrappers? Okay, I think that's the hollow maybe.
There's a scrapper on each team, right?
Yeah, but there's also hollow.
So it's just a ton of NG icons. Rev goes for decap. Does they get there in time? Nope, that's pretty big.
You got it.
Well, I meant does blue get there in
Yeah,
time? Yeah. Meanwhile, everyone's wiping.
Yeah,
They
he's
need a
just
good
taking the
reset.
1v1 because he knows he's getting plussed. But normally Rev would never take this 1v1. Oh, that's really bad. You saw he got... I don't know if Toker meant to do this, but he CC'd the passive blind off the node, right? And that blind that happens from when you get CC'd actually helps you survive so long on the node. But
yes, it does, and it was just nerfed to have double the cooldowns, so that's an even stronger play now, right?
I don't think he meant to do that. He was just like spamming, but you never know.
Give people the credit wherever possible. Let's see this jump here. Rev v the Chrono Bunk.
I mean, you never know with this weird build that he's running. Toker could probably win the 1v1. He's got the unblockable there.
Thing is, they've just got so much momentum, right? Where blue hasn't been able to.
Yeah, I think at this point the kills are just starting to... Oh, and they put Reckless versus the Scrapper as well, so that's just going to be... I think Curse of Scourge can actually beat Scrapper 1v1, perhaps. So, yeah, they just rotated into the right matchups there at the end, and they snowballed everywhere else, so it's going to be really hard for them to lose at this point.
Scorpy just trying to stay near spawn and get some assistance. I do like the cleanse on Mending. That saves him a stun break. Any other warrior would have popped one there.
Yeah,
well, I mean, you could have healed Sigged.
It is a lot higher value, right? Because you can save your... You don't have to use... right,
shake it off with the cleanse as much, yeah.
You want to check out another match? This one looks like it's over.
Alright, yeah, sure. Let's see. We got Alex and Casey versus Invictus. You want to do this one?
Yeah, that one. Because that's... Yeah, this is a pretty decent match. It doesn't look like it's even, but it should be pretty even.
Well, if blue wins these next couple of fights, they're back in it big time. So let's just see how they do.
Build. I think he's running Acro Staff Thief. Yeah, so they're just using him as a
Staff
paladin. What is that?
Really?
Flock?
This is the thing?
Is that Flock Rune?
Yeah, Flock Rune. Talk to me about this. What? I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah, look at how much vigor he has. Well, he just lost it, but every time you dodge, you're gonna get like vigor. So you basically have perma vigor, and you have increased vigor, and you have triple dodges, and you have spammable 3. So it's just like perma evade. It's just like a stall.
And so you're just getting max value out of energy and cleansing without ever having to compromise by moving to an inferior weapon set.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's basically like a stall build. It actually does okay damage, but I think they're winning mostly because they have double rev and using the thief as like their side noder, right? It's actually pretty good versus Scrapper, right?
There's actually 4 revs on this team, on this game, sorry. Double rev on both sides. This is good versus Scrapper. Can it kill Scrapper?
No, I mean like if you own the node already, it'll survive.
Oh, right. So this is just like a really annoying situation.
Yeah, but the thing is like it loses to Strength Spellbreaker. I think it does. Pretty sure it does.
Okay, well, what's going on over at the team fight here? We missed the circumstance of this. Over at Far Point.
Yeah, so here's like her. He's on the red team. Wait. Oh, okay. He's on... Yeah, it's pretty one-sided, but the thing is like the meta is so snowbally. even a close match like this can look like it's not close, but it is actually pretty close.
Yeah. The rev goes down. Firebrand eats a ton. Getting in on that. Once this tomes out, I don't know what it'll do.
Yeah,
So
and
you got a
like
line.
double rev, just training Firebrand, you're never gonna live. It kind of removes a lot of the skill from the meta, to be honest. Like, there are a lot of situations where you can't do anything. You're just dead. So it's like, it's more like, I want to say it's more rotational, but it really isn't more rotational. Like, if it's more rotational until you get into the fight, and then like once you're in the fight, like it just decides.
Gyro res plus 2 players. Yeah.
Free 100G.
Oh, did they qualify for 100 gold already?
Yeah.
Damn. So do you think these guys will be in the finals of Team USA or Vallun's group will be?
It depends on the brackets. I think that this team is going to go versus USA next, right? In the semis, based on the brackets.
I don't have a clue. I don't know how to interpret that.
Yeah, so it's going to be the actually I don't know.
Well, this is the last game. We'll see how this is.
That's the one we're in right now.
Yeah. Okay, this one seemed like it was actually even closer. So this is Arkan's group, slightly on the back foot versus Vans.
Oof. 11k.
I do like watching the Berserker build. I do like. He was up to 22 there.
Wait,
Mate, that's
22. Arkan?
Seacod was up to 22 might during the burst. That's what I was trying to say because I feel like this was a little bit lower.
How much health does Arkan have though?
Like 11k, I think I saw earlier. Maybe this game he changed it. Yeah, 12k.
Yeah. No.
I think that means he's getting something
just because his leadership rune, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because base is like 11.9k or something like that.
Yeah. Feels elementalist, man.
But yeah. The thing is, like, he's got his 2 dodges and then he's got blocks, but that's irrelevant because of might. Well, he's got blinds, but the signet of might.
He's got the wall you can go in. This is so aggressive here.
Yeah. Arkan does not give any fucks.
Look at that! 17k. That's his entire health bar from one Berserker burst. He dodged the first packet of the GS burst. He did dodge a part of it, but you get the other 2. I saw someone saying, "Oh, it's not overpowered. It's just that the animation lasts too long, so you need 2 dodges to cover it," kind of thing. But I don't know whether I agree. That like, imagine this with an even faster cast.
It's like Rev Sword 3, right?
Sword 3? Yeah, I guess in terms of timing. Yeah. I guess.
Didn't they make it shorter though? They actually made it shorter because of that reason.
Did they? I just thought they nerfed the damage.
Oh my god.
That was 30k in those 2 skills. I'm getting convinced. All right. That's that whole level of the tourney done now.
So it's semis now?
Yeah, these are the semis. So what do you think?
100% we watched the Team USA match because that's the actual finals match. And then the one after that is going to be, I don't really know. We could check out what the other teams could be, and then go straight into the USA
it'll be
match,
these guys.
But we 100% watch the USA match because that's the actual finals.
Okay. Well, yeah. Whenever it triggers, we can do it. I guess people are waiting to accept the cues. All right. I really like having this every month to look at and do. I genuinely get excited about it every time, even if it's a bit of a wash in terms of, we've got a select community way better than everyone else.
I do kind of want to see like what the roster is on the other two teams, because we didn't look at them at all.
So what we should do is
just go in and see it and then immediately swap.
Yeah.
Because we know what the roster is on the other two. But we
Yeah, we know
haven't seen
both
any of
these
these.
well.
Wait, isn't this game so good? That's Mur's team, right? So we do know who's on their team.
Yeah, we have actually seen a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
But I just don't remember fully.
Yeah, so there's like a 2-minute timer after you get out of a match, right? So if it's been 2 minutes, they're usually going to get a cue pop.
Well, it could just be someone holds it as well because they want to, go to the toilet
Yeah,
or something, and you're
it's
allowed
true.
to wait that long.
And I think there's a 1-minute delay as well before you can.
So here's a cool question. If you'd played in this, do you think you would still be in the tournament at this point based on the performance and the builds you've seen here, or do you think it would have been dicey? I hope you
Who,
get
me?
started. Yeah, you. If you'd played
Well,
with,
it depends on my team.
Oh right,
Like, I
yeah. So
can't 1v9.
have you never had like a standard team? I know I've played with you once. Have you? You've always been more like pug oriented with monthlies. Is that
Yeah,
sort of the
pretty
situation?
much. In the beginning of the monthlies, I had like a team. I don't know if you remember, but I was actually, I think the first monthly I was in the finals.
Oh really? Nice.
Yeah.
What happened? People just got bored of the game or moved on? Or...
Yeah, basically that. Also, I mean, it was just friends, really.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is what we're looking at. These two were duoing earlier, weren't they?
Actually, no, it was Kralin.
Oh, was it?
Stalk.
The double soul beast on Kylo, though. I still think this is a cool map for the friggin' longbow. It's just so
You actually want to
stupid.
watch this? I think the other match is going to
Not,
be better.
yeah, not necessarily. But yeah, right, we've shown it off. Yeah, but just being able to stand and just
it's
shoot
not a bad
openly,
team. This is going to be a good match too, to be honest. Maybe Jebro would cover it. I don't know.
Yeah, does anyone know what one Jebro's doing? We would do the other, in theory, or whatever. I mean, it's sort of your choice, obviously. We'll go.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, it's not going to be like insanely good match. There's only so much potential for that.
Well, we'll just have coverage of as much as possible. Like any thriving scene should have. Okay, that's what it's all about. All right, who do you want to watch as we go out?
Toker, I guess.
5 mid.
He likes to go like super aggressive at the start because he knows he can just use his heal and just become invulnerable and like survive until he gets support.
The assistance he needs, yeah. They're crossing, anticipating.
I see he's gonna go in. Ready? He sees like 4 players and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go in.
Yeah, they're so... ATs are weird, man. Like, you could genuinely... People are so focused on the Scourge or whatever, right? Once they've taken their target, they're very reluctant to swap it just because of revs suddenly in their mists.
Yeah. It just ends up being that it's just more value to just be aggressive, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot, actually. On a lot of builds and situations. If you're not the target, you really feel much more free because people are so much more disciplined in holding their ground with their original pressure.
But see, this is where the Acro Staff Thief becomes irrelevant, right? Because it doesn't get things done fast enough, and it's just like sitting there stalling something, not really doing anything. So they could just leave it alone at this point and just win the rest of the map if they really wanted to. Or they could 3v1 it. That.
Let's see how long he sustains.
Yeah, this is gonna be a test of the build. Cause you don't ever see Zeromus and Toker together except in ATs, right? So this is the actual hardest thing to survive against, and it still doesn't survive.
Well, how long would you have considered that to have been a really valuable? How long should they take to plus him?
Well, I don't
Does that
know.
build have any stealth for disengage, by the way? Does it have any?
No, it
Does he?
doesn't.
Was he on blinding powder?
Nope.
Oh man. Not blinding powder. What was I thinking of? What's the
Smoke screen?
Yeah, blinding powder. That's the utility, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, blinding powder.
I was getting it confused with black powder on pistol.
Yeah, now
Well,
that I
it's a
think about it,
bit of a
maybe
stomp. Do you want to try the other one?
Yeah, the other match. The only chance they have of winning is if Anya didn't die, but he did.
Okay, so
like,
Blue's definitely got the upper hand right now.
Basically, is what I'm trying to say. This is pretty interesting.
Where's C-Cod right now? Just rotating in.
Oh, we're looking for his big burst. He has his signet up, but he's not going. Oh, he's going for the res.
He's holding a res first. Oh look, they've stealthed him. I think that was just.
I feel like that's a misplay, right? Like he should always use his berserk mode off cooldown, even if like there's a res play. Like he should just use the berserk because like he's countering pressuring harder than they can like pressure, right? So he's actually preventing them from cleaving, which is like effectively
Maybe, yeah, but
saving
there's
more
going to be
health than he would
context where it's not a good idea. I do like the sneak gyro berserker sort of combo this team has. That was a really nicely timed Thrax too. You know, that you can essentially stealth this thing in like a nuke.
Yeah, sorta.
And you can peel it out. That's actually my
see.
favorite thing about Scrapper, personally.
He just hit the rock on that soul beast and it only did 700 damage.
Because not berserked.
Buff
right?
berserker, please. Only did 700 damage.
He got a good pop on that rev though.
He's getting sickened.
Pressured by Soul Beast. Look how tight they are. It's
Yeah,
like
I mean, they're body blocking.
I like it. The double tap shield 5 there would have been nicer to hold it. Oh, the CC nightmare.
God,
That's what's stupid about Soul Beast. You shouldn't be able to do that, man. You shouldn't be able to do that. It's ridiculous. That should become a days after like a 900 range distance or something. Come at me, Ranger mains.
I mean,
it should not be a hard CC at that distance.
Point blank shot is nowadays.
It can still be a knockback when you're close, when it's point blank, but when it's, you know, around 1200, I think just make it a daze.
Why give them anything?
Because people, you got to do it. You got to boil the frog. You got to do it slowly,
I'm just kidding,
man.
I'm just kidding. No, I think that point blank should be knockback no matter what. But I don't know. The amount at which it's spammed is just kind of like hilarious, right? Like most rangers will like use it when it actually is detrimental because like they'll line of sight themselves by using it in the wrong situation.
Like, literally, as you said that, as you said that, yeah.
Like, why not just use it off cooldown?
15 seconds, by the way. I would have held a barrage there. C-Cod on the back. I mean, look, 20k one button across 2 targets. The thing is, Spellbreaker can do that too, just in a closer range.
Ooh, those auto attacks on staff.
Who do you think's going to take this? I think Red's been playing a lot better than Blue since we started
definitely can do it better because double Soul Beast is actually kind of like the counter to this comp because they need to babysit the Berserker, right? But they just easily split them up with the double Soul Beast roll compression.
I think it's double Soul Beast will snowball so hard on this map as well.
Well, they also have, right, like they have a Rev and then they have like a Hollow and a Ellie, which is like quadruple roll compression plus a roaming DPS. So this is actually kind of interesting because I do like the red team's comp because they're the only comp that's really made it this far. That's
interesting and different.
That's kind of like the second kind of like comp, right? That we talked about this. Lance. Lance is known for overheating, so I'm not surprised to be honest. Sorry.
It's okay because Elixir X. Seacod down again. They got to get control of this again, like soon.
Oh, red team is winning. Okay.
Yeah, they're doing very well now. I guess we watch the Soul Beast and see how they anticipate respawns. Pushing towards far point.
Yeah,
Hollow coming in.
They have a Rev on blue team, though, but the thing is the Rev doesn't really push into the Scrapper very well because the Scrapper doesn't really help it do damage. I feel like if... I don't know.
Rampage Berserker reinforcement.
I mean, if they just had a Scourge instead of a Berserker, right, I think it'd be just better.
I like this anti-Hollow. This is so good, man. I mean, he got away on 1%, but you can't deny the fact that was...
Ooh,
oh, and the throw axe!
That throw axe is actually scary. I'd be clenching right now if I was that NG.
That little missile of death, man. Jeez.
Yeah, see,
Next
like,
verse.
there's no coming back. Like, when you have the, like, the full Zerg comp, and you lose, like, a 3-cap like this, it just takes way too long for you to get the map back. It's not going to be relevant. Like, Kylo is actually not a bad map, though, for this comp, right? Because the secondary objective is kind of irrelevant. So it's easy to rotate, right? There's only 3 places you can really be.
And it's a small map as well. I think SD Thief, for example, is so god tier on this map because when you have port value and these walls don't even mean anything, the map is tiny, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So you can just go wherever you like. Also, I think Blue could have risked 1v1ing that with Vans to get out faster. But they didn't, so this is pretty in progress here. The Obsy Flesh counters the Rampage.
Like, the thing is, they're not going to get... They got 2 kills, but they're not going to get the snowball fast enough just because the roll compression kind of... Like, they're even holding the full cap, right? I think it's a misplay to die, but, like, even then, it kind of, like, took too long for them to get the kill.
With that brief victory over at close, I would have just raced out as fast as possible. As many people as possible, and leave a 1v1 back there. Because when you get near the end of the game, you got to play risky, right? This was nice though, double kill.
Yeah, to be honest, I think they kind of threw by like dying.
They can come back. It depends on this node here. Let's see.
Like they had the choice to not die at mid, right? They could have given up the node, but they died and gave up the node instead.
Good support on Vans. Again, he's got to leave it. He is. Seacod going for the plus. No.
Yeah, they kind of just threw their lead on the map.
Neutralization in mid that he didn't have to give up. Kiritsuga gets it. The early heal there. Was that really just for a start in
the red Rev is gonna kill far though.
That CC. He interrupted the F1. All right, they're split across all 3 nodes now. 3 neutral nodes. 4 minutes left. There's a lot Blue's gonna need. The problem is, which blue players are up to the job? They gave up the mid cap
though because their firebrand was stuck there, right? Like it's just they have to zerg too hard, and they give up way too much, and they don't have the time to reflip the map again like that.
So Vans gets plussed over here as well, so he can't take anything out. He's pushing back in. He knows he's got to,
get that
but
kill. He killed Stalk. Stalk is dying for no reason. Why? He has full like choice to not die in a lot of these situations. Like when you see a comp like this where you have one player who is like all of your damage, all you do is just don't die when you see it. So you just like leave, right, and just out rotate that. But that's like twice that he stood to like stand on the node and died, which is kind of like throwing, but it's okay. They're still gonna win.
Maybe it's a question of underestimating, because most people I think do underestimate berserkers because we're all so used to just CCing them and dodging a bit and then they die. But you put stability on it from a firebrand and stuff. That was a huge rally. Oh my god, we should have just watched Seacod the whole way through this. Look at this. This is basically all just berserker damage here. I mean, a bit from Barnes there, obviously. Damn. Damn. All right, well, we've got our finalists then.
I think it's going to be interesting to see the red comp versus Team USA, but I don't think that the players are like the most optimal representation of this second comp. So they're probably not going to get too far in the match. But it would be nice. Like, I think Grimjack used to play with like Urantian and Anya, and they had a similar kind of comp where they didn't really have like a team fight. They were just kind of like roamers and then 1v1ers. And they actually did pretty well versus Team USA, so that was interesting. But this time around, I don't feel like they're going to come that close. But it is interesting to see the representation of both comps that kind of exist, whereas like there's the dominant comp and then there's the kind of more ranked queue kind of comp, right, with the role compression.
Right. Do you remember like really nitty gritty specifics of how Team USA was running their setups last month, by the way? Because what I think might be interesting is to see what's tweaked over from last month to this month, if anything. Or do you think that's not very interesting or relevant?
I don't think they've changed their comp in like a year. They just run Rev, Mez, Scourge, Firebrand, and then Helio runs 1v1er.
No trait tweaks, rune tweaks, sigil tweak, nothing.
I think for sure they've tweaked traits for sure, right? Like because Mesmer just got nerfed pretty hard.
Yeah.
He's running the same utilities for sure, right, Zeronis? But I'm pretty sure he's changed his build a little bit here and there.
Okay.
Rev, I'm not really sure if he's running anything different. Firebrand, I think, has changed a little bit, right? Maybe not. I actually don't know. I don't play Firebrand.
I can't remember what Firebrand changes have happened recently.
Oh, Scourge definitely changes, right? Because you have Spectral Walk now, which is on every build now.
Undy Cleanse. Yeah.
It could be not. I think what Scourge's run now is Spectral Walk, the Trail, and then Corrupt Boon. Usually. I think the Spectate is ready.
Oh yeah, it is. Sorry, I was looking at chat there. All right, and it's a Colosseum final. So the new Colosseum map. It wasn't in the state last monthly, was it? I don't think.
I think so. Yeah.
Was it really? That patch was last month too. I mean, I wouldn't know to be honest because I wasn't playing around then.
Oh no, I was agreeing where it wasn't.
Oh, I see. Stalk rocking the owl. I do like that.
So, as far as which like team is favored on this map, it's probably red, right? The red comp probably favored here.
Yeah, because there's so many places the soul beasts can climb up, free cast down. Elixir S on the plus.
What do you think about Helio running Scrapper into their comp?
Well, there's no warrior, so I feel like it's a good idea. The only time I would be scared as a Scrapper, honestly, is when the Spellbreaker that I'm against.
Yeah.
Because Scrapper, as far as I'm concerned, can't really against any half decent strength Spellbreaker. What can a Scrapper do, really? Like they just don't have. Most of the builds don't have the stun breaks. Don't have the blowouts. You know, to actually get off the node to score neutralizers on their own. And a Spellbreaker is just going to rip your stab from like the dome thing and then just CC chain you. So I don't know. I feel like it's an alright decision.
Yeah, it seems good.
No spectral walk here, by the way. Still repping the armor.
That's actually good because he's going against double Sikkim Ranger, Hollow, and Rev, right? So that's fine. Spectral Walk isn't needed.
They anticipated the red cross here.
Yeah, so that's kind of like meta, actually. So
oh, really?
Your team fight always pushes into mid through home. In case someone pushes home, you just kill them and then go to mid.
Oh, yeah, okay. Nice to see the Firebrand and Scourge together in the kite spot.
So, like, as you can see, no one went mid.
It's just empty. Rev's getting chased down. It's Toka.
Toker's 1v winning Soul Beast. This is such a bad matchup. I actually am interested in if he wins this. He's just gonna leave though, right? He's just gonna leave.
Red's down on the far point. He should leave.
He should, but he's not. I think what he's doing is he's afraid to like die here, so he's just like trying to bait it out. Yeah, he knows he'll die here. Double Soul Beast, by the way. Oh, we got his heal up.
Good merciful.
Yeah, because like if he wasn't line of sighting there, he could easily get chased out in roads if he tried to rotate. So that was actually, he kind of, I feel like Toker was like just mind gaming him, like he was trying to stay, but he was really just stalling for
buying time for the
exactly.
buy round to get in.
He 100% wins when his team comes in. The only way he loses is if he dies before his team comes in, right? So, good play.
The stealth didn't land there. Line of sighted, I think, or blinded. One of the two. Meanwhile, you know, I didn't even need to swap off there because he just brought it in.
Yeah, but look how fast the Ellie dies. Well, they're not even targeting him. Yeah, the hollow. Yeah, so, I mean, this is why rule compression doesn't really work in this meta, because it's so bursty, but, you know, if the suggested changes to power creep kind of come in, this might be a little bit more viable.
What are the suggested changes? Am I out of the loop on something here?
I mean, just like, you know, we want Sikkim Rangers to, well, I guess that would be less role compression, but like, Rev is considered one of the best classes right now, so if that's made a little bit weaker, then obviously, like, it's going to be easier to survive when you're +1, right? Because Rev is the +1er right now in this meta.
It feels like as well the way that the balance team has been operating is if a couple of nerfs come in on a class 1 release, they tend to follow the next 2 or 3. They keep going with it. Do you remember like just all the Druid nerfs in succession, all the Firebrand nerfs in succession, all the Scourge nerfs in succession? They just kept going until eventually they hold it. And
I think
this
it's because
Rev
they want to change
wasn't
things, right?
They don't want to go too. They don't want to rock the boat too much, exactly. And so, like Rev just had its first signs. I think that they're looking at it now, and it will start going.
But it's more like their philosophy is pretty evident when you see like most of their balance changes are like, oh, let's make torch skills on Ranger better, like, and then they don't do really much else. They just kind of like want to like change things. So
I feel like each patch they
like
just
what you said.
Each patch they just try. They do seem to just throw some random things in, just like some oddballs, just to see sort of what happens that they know isn't of much consequence. And what you just gave as an example is probably one of the weirdest bits of balance they've ever done. The power damage on Torch 4, like what the hell? That was insane. But that's an outlier, let's be real, right?
How much of the balance team you think is affected by like the marketing? Like, you think like they have statistics on like people who want like to play a game that is like changing constantly, and that gives them better like numbers on their cash shop? Like, just because their balance changes are bad, it actually gives them like good results. You know what I mean?
I think they've probably known for a long time that buffs make people log in and buffs excite people, even if it's somewhat bad. That's why its power creep has been what it has been for so many years, you know. I think they're always trying to strike that balance where the balance patches feel exciting and like there's new
But at
opportunities
the same time, balance
rather
is
than less.
boring, right? Like, when you say balance patch, you mean like changing of the balance, but like if you actually reach balance itself, right, it is kind of boring, because then it's like, well, what do we do now? It's balanced. We don't change anything.
Yeah. I don't know. There's that Blizzard philosophy of deliberately nerfing something into prominent, buffing something into prominence and nerfing everything else, just so that is the deliberate flavor of the month for a month, and then the next one deliberately like over nerfs. You know, they do that. I don't think ArenaNet's ever really tried for that.
Can you show the Scourge's build?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, was that a request from chat? We were looking at it a little bit earlier.
So
You're
he's
looking at
running,
Deadshot, Traveler.
yeah, Traveler. Traveler's
No
really good
interesting
because he's not
skins.
running Spectral Walk, right?
So the 25% move speed.
Yeah. The trait for Scourge is pretty, yeah, that's pretty standard. He's running Fear of Death, yeah, that's pretty good. Not Vital Persistence, which I don't think you need.
Some people were running Terror, right? There's no Terror here. Shroud 2
No, I
Corrupt.
don't think so. I think the extra
No?
Corrupt is definitely better, yeah.
Yeah, I personally like this more too, but I think I've seen a lot of
It's
people
more
running.
reliable,
Well,
at
maybe not a
least.
lot, but yeah.
Yeah, so Necro is taking the 1v1 versus the Ellie because I think it is a winning matchup. Though he's gonna lose it. This is so weird because like look, he's got full shroud and he's using all of his shade skills off cooldown, but he still can't get rid of his shroud. That's because of Nourishing Rot and Fear of Death, right? It's kind of weird.
You just get so much life force.
Yeah. I feel like you could even like not go Nourishing Rot, but then he'd be lower than having all the shroud that he needs, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, I guess that's the monthly AT. That's it.
Well, some of the best queues were early there, honestly. Just like we said. The Minion Monster Scourge.
That's why I say ranked queue is the actual content. Because it's actually more balanced. Wait. He's running Resistance from Night Amulet? Is that Helio?
Yeah. That's who else did we saw? Oh, the Chrono Bunk was on Night before as well, wasn't it?
With Radiance Rune, which is kind of weird, but it's like for the longer Chaos Armor.
Boon Duration. Yeah. Well, and the Boon Duration for the quickness and all that stuff, right? Because Chrono Bunk is all about just insane boon uptime, as far as I know. So, and Radiance is like matched with one of the highest boon uptime sets, I think. Right? I might be wrong. But yeah, cool. There you go. I'll stop screen sharing now. There we go. And yeah, you got any last thoughts?
Another month, another Chalice, Gizmo, or whatever. Not really interested in that. Looking at that because it's one of the worst gizmos in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. It's just kind of meh. Well, what do you think is the best gizmo? And if you don't say the comet, you're wrong. My opinions
it's
are
the Storm. The Storm is the best because it's got a cool sound effect, a really unique sound effect, and it's got that hidden thing of like the Kraken in the water.
Oh, you mean the boat?
Yeah, the boat. Yeah. It's called like Storm something. That one's awesome.
Oh yeah, it is called the Storm. Everyone calls it the boat though because you know the thing with Zan, right?
No.
Where he like sold it, and he got permanent from selling it, right? And then Frostball actually made a emote that was like a boat with $400 on it. And that was spammed like profusely for the next like few months.
That's really funny.
So it became known as the boat.
All right. Well, I asked Naro to show. I think he's away or in chat or something. But yeah. All right, Vallun. I'm gonna take off, go have a shower, sort some stuff out. It's been fun, dude. And who knows next month.
Yep.
All right.
Good
Catch you later. Yeah. GG's. See everyone in chat.